Hello everyone and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, where we dissect the hottest topics shaking Nigeria. Today we are diving into a statement that has sparked massive debate coming from none other than Isaac Fayose, brother to the outspoken former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose. Isaac recently dropped a truth bomb suggesting that a significant majority of Nigerians who criticize the president daily are in fact worse than the very leaders they condemn. He argues that blaming the president has become the easiest escape route for citizens avoiding accountability for their own flaws. It's a provocative claim and it forces us to look inward. Is he right? So sit back and take a watch.
In Nigeria, I can assure you that 75% of people that wake up and abuse Tinubu every day are wicked more than the same Tinubu they abuse every day. If you don't believe me, go to your office, leave your office for 1 week. If you don't believe me, go on the road, go and meet police. If you don't believe me, even some comrade wey we dey shout Tinubu must go, some of them you put them in a position of trust, they betray you so fast. Some people, I will give them money for food bank to go and feed widows. I will think we are both looking to help people. I will say, go and help me feed widows. They will cut the money, they will chop the money. Nigerians are naturally bad. So people say, oh, Nepal. If you try Nepal here, now looting spray, now you go suffer am. We cannot even do protest peacefully in Nigeria without them looting. Once we call protest, they come out like this, now looting. So I'm not going to join them, they do protest for this, because now to loot. Nepal no fit happen for Nigeria because the people that are fighting the government are more wicked than the government they are fighting. So how will you say Nepal? Nepal is their politicians that are wicked. But in Nigeria, politicians are wicked. Followers are wicked. You don't understand. All the ministries, no be people they chop them dry. All our assets in Nigeria, no be people they do them. No be people they loot our gold in Zamfara. Is it government? No be people they kidnap. Tell me, no be governors and they send money to where supposed do road. We go they do road where doesn't we pay in pocket than the road we pay the citizen. We are all equally bad. That's the problem with this country. All of us, 75% of Nigerians are naturally bad. No be them they bring fake drugs. No be them they give us fake alcohol. No be them then go put drugs for hospital then go steal them. No be them chop maamala. No be them be your tenants where their rents don't finish. They are in court using style to stay in your house. Why in Nigeria is generally, but all of us are bad. No be them you go meet, and if we say let's hand them over to God, even church, temple of God has turned to commercial place. Church has turned to a business center where Daddy Gio is using private jets and using FT bodyguards, and the people on the church are trekking to come to church. Come on, we are all bad. The change starts from you. Tinubu. As you lay your bed, now so you go lie on it.
Welcome back. That was Isaac Fayose, and his words are certainly a lot to unpack. Let's break down exactly what he's saying. First, he claims 75% of the people that abuse president daily in Nigeria are worse than the president. This is a bold generalization suggesting that a vast majority of critics are hypocrites. What does worse mean in this context? Is he implying moral failing, corruption at their own level, or a lack of personal integrity that mirrors or even surpasses the issues they attribute to leadership? It challenges us to consider if citizens in their daily lives uphold the standards they demand from their leaders. Are we all saints pointing fingers at sinners, or are there skeletons in many of our own closets? Secondly, Fayose states the easiest person to blame for their flaws as citizens is the president. This hits on a crucial point about personal responsibility versus systematic issue. While it's undeniable that leadership plays a massive role in national development and governance, Fayose argues that his blame often serves as a deflection from individual shortcomings. Are we quick to point out potholes but unwilling to dispose of our waste properly? Do we decry corruption at the top but engage in petty bribery or tax evasion? He is forcing us to confront the idea that societal problems aren't solely top down. They also have a grassroots component. Finally, the most controversial part of his statement, he even said the Obidient shouting Nepal when it starts, they will loot. This directly targets a specific political movement, the Obidient movement, known for its call for radical change and better governance. By linking them to potential looting, Fayose is effectively accusing a segment of the populace, particularly those advocating for a new order, of having ulterior motives or being no different from the system they criticize should they gain power. This is a serious allegation and it questions the very foundation of their aspiration for a better Nigeria. Now, let's offer a critical take on Isaac Fayose's assertion. While his words are provocative, they certainly spark a necessary conversation, but are they entirely fair or accurate? On one hand, there's a grain of truth to the idea that personal accountability is vital. A society where citizens demand excellence from their leaders must also strive for excellence in their own conduct. If we want a corrupt-free nation, it starts with each individual resisting the urge to offer or accept bribes, no matter how small. So his point about blaming the president as an easy way out does resonate in certain aspects of individual behavior. However, Fayose's blanket statement that 75% are worse is a sweeping generalization that risks undermining legitimate criticism and the democratic right to hold leaders accountable. It implies that unless one is perfectly virtuous, they have no right to question authority. This is a dangerous narrative, as it can stifle dissent and allow poor governance to continue unchecked. Citizens have a right and indeed a duty to critique their leaders regardless of their personal flaws. The responsibility for national governance fundamentally rests with those in power. Furthermore, his direct attack on the Obidient movement, accusing them, even though he didn't name names, potentially looting, is highly problematic. It's speculative and demonizes a group of citizens based on conjecture. While every political movement has its good and bad actors, to preemptively label a large segment as potential looters is unfair and dismisses their genuine desire for change. It paints a picture of all citizens, including those advocating for reform, as inherently flawed and prone to corruption, which is a pessimistic and potentially decisive views of the populace. The statement might inadvertently divert attention from the real issue of governance, accountability, and the impact of policy decision on the average Nigerian. While citizens must strive for better, it doesn't absolve leaders of their primary responsibility to govern effectively and ethically. The relationship between citizens and leadership is a two-way street, but the primary power and responsibility for national direction lies with the government. So Isaac Fayose's statement has definitely given us a lot to chew on. Is it a harsh truth we need to hear, or an oversimplification that deflects from leadership failure? Perhaps it's a bit of both. It calls for introspection from citizens while also reminding leaders that the buck ultimately stops with them. What are your thoughts on Fayose's controversial statements? Drop your comment below, hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Obas Trending Gist for more incisive analysis. Until next time, stay informed.